Hi friends, thank you so much for joining me. Today I have an everyday makeup look for you and it's actually inspired by these two products I got recently from the drugstore, or if you're in Sydney, they're actually from Priceline, and it's from the brand Innoxa. This first item is the Daytime Neutrals Eyeshadow Quad, and the color pigmentation of these eyeshadows are just really great. The payoff is great, really great lasting power as well. And as you can see, the colors are perfect for every day. The next item is actually this blush. This is called Rose and Berry Blush Palette. And I actually got this one because a while back, a colleague of mine was asking for a matte blush that's really natural on the cheeks and really long lasting. And I think this one just hits both of these criteria. So if you guys are interested in how I use these two products, please keep on watching. So starting off with the eyes, I'm just going to apply some of my trusty eyeshadow primer, and this one's from NARS, and I've been using this one ever since I discovered it because it's just the only eyeshadow primer that works for me. And also, before I started, I have a foundation, eyebrow and concealer ready face. Everything's powdered already, so we're just doing the eyes, the cheeks and also the lips today. The first eyeshadow we're going to use is this taupey shade, and it translates to a pinky shade on the lids. And I'm going to be using one of my new eyeshadow brushes from Real Techniques as well. And it's really handy because it has a mirror on this little panel here. And just applying this all over the lid area. And then next, with the same brush, I'm going into the darker shade in here. And I'm going to be using this as the outer V and liner shade. So just on the very outer corners. And hitting it up to the V. And the darker shade I find has the most fallout, so when you're working with it, just be a bit careful when you do. Make sure to tap off your brush. My current thought on these Real Technique brushes is I would say they're not as soft as what I expect them to be and all the hype around them. I still prefer my Japanese Chikuhodo brushes. But if you're after something that's really accessible from the drugstore, these are definitely the ones you could go buy. And if you want, since we're using the same brush today, I'm just going to clean off my brush on a tissue. And the very last shade we're going to use is this bronzy shade. And this is going to go basically on top of that dark brown shade as a transitional blending color. This is also a really nice shade if you just want to wear one color on the lid. And you would have realized I didn't use that white shade because the pigmentation of the white is not that great. So I'm just using the three. And the combo of the three works really well together. I just cleaned off my brush again and going in to blend everything out. That's what's so handy about these Real Technique brushes. The size of this eyeshadow brush is really great at applying eyeshadow and then blending it out as well. To finish off the eyes, I'm going in with some Teddy eyeliner. I think with this look, it's best to match it off with a nice soft kohl eyeliner because everything is so smoked out and blurred. I want the eyeliner to look that way too. And since this is an everyday look, I feel eyeliner just looks more relaxed, or pencil liner looks more relaxed. Just extending it a bit on the end. To finish off, we're just going to curl and apply some mascara. Now moving on to the cheeks, I'm actually going to be using both colours. For this peachy one, I'm going to be using all over the cheek area, and for this plummy or berry colour, I'm going to be using it on the apples only. And again, I'm going to be using this new Real Technique Bold Metals brush. And what I love about white bristles is you can see exactly how much you have on the brush. Might be too much, so I'm tapping it off. And this size of blush brush is perfect for those girls who normally go overboard with blush, because the size is so small. It gives you precision application. And now just flipping my brush to the other side where it's clean, going into that berry shade. And hitting it right on the apples. Just cleaned off my brush again and I'm going to blend that out. And I'm going to be applying some highlight, and this one is from Laura Geller, and it's really handy because it has two different shades. This one is more of a matte highlight and this one is more of a shimmery highlight. So for the matte one, with the same blush brush, cleaned off of course, just placing some of the matte highlight on the very tops of my apples of the cheeks. And a bit on the forehead here, nose and chin. And for the shimmery one, on the cheekbones. And just using my fingers into the matte one again, a bit on the brow bone. And then with our fingers again to the shimmery one, a bit on the inner corners of the eyes. Now since my eyes and my cheeks are a bit loud for the daytime, I'm going to be toning it down for my lips. So I'm going with a nude shade for the outer borders and a plummy tint shade to the middle portion to create a gradient lip. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, or if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe below. If you have any questions, do comment them down below as well. And until next time, bye!